Hi friends, welcome back. Abigail Sawyer here from Mountain Kids, ready to talk a little bit about our commitment celebration and beyond in the elementary space with friends. So elementary are all our friends 1st through 5th grade. If you watch the video on preschool, the commitment celebration for week 4, it's going to look a little bit similar here to elementary, but stay tuned because there are some extra features and a little bit more that they're doing here in elementary as we tend to do with our older friends. So one of the things that we have is the Parkville prayer poster. This is going to be a large poster that's going to be displayed on stage during the series. It's going to have 5 different images of our different campuses. You're going to see Aberdeen, Abingdon, Edgewood, Mountain Road, and there right in the middle and large and proud, we're going to be seeing our Parkville campus because we want kids to understand that yes, we are multi-site, and sometimes that means that kids have to visualize it to understand it because it is kind of an abstract concept that we are one church that meets in soon to be 5 different places. So again, this will be displayed on stage for the entire length of the series and beyond, which we'll talk a little bit more about in a minute. So week 4, what to look for. Some things are going to be staying the same, but there are going to be some things that we had to tweak in order to fit a little bit more in, as well as to make time for what we are doing for the commitment celebration. So what is going to stay the same? I'm glad you asked. We will still have worship and our Bible story in large group with our video series where we're going to be having Mountain Kids News channel. The small groups will still meet and have curriculum supported materials as normal. But some things that are different, there will be no game. There will be no opening game in the script or in large group. There will only be one worship song. And here's the important thing. Large group will be split into 2 parts. So we'll have the first part. And after we are done with our worship and our Bible story, we are going to pause, go to small groups. Small groups will be timed. So you will only have a certain amount of time, I believe it's 25 minutes, where you can go to small groups, interact with your small group and get through all of the content and then meet back. So you're going to have these small group leaders. This is going to be really important. You're going to have to time yourselves to make sure that everybody's back for the second part of large group, which is going to kick off our commitment celebration. This is really important that we're all in on this. So let's stay tuned for that. But in small group leaders on week 4 during this commitment celebration, one of the things we're going to do before we go back to the second part of large group is kids are going to have commitment cards that they're going to be filling out. So just like the adults, they're going to be deciding who and what they want to pray for and deciding how many giving boxes that they want to fill over the next 10 months. So their giving is going to look a little different than adults who are maybe talking about a monetary amount. Kids are just going to be deciding how many boxes do I want to give? And maybe the next week when they bring in that box, it's only partially full. Maybe there's 5 coins in it. It doesn't matter. Whatever they bring in it, when they bring that back, that is what we receive with a grateful heart because that is the generosity that they have been able to supply. And so once they drop that box off, whenever they come back, they're going to get a new box, and that can continue for the next 10 months as this initiative continues, just like the adults and teens. So the commitment cards, here is the front of the commitment card for Parkville Promise on the kids side of things. Adults is going to look a little bit different. So that's, like I said, they're going to decide to pray for someone or something that they get to choose. They're going to make a commitment on how many giving boxes they want to fill over the next 10 months. Leaders, this is where it's really important maybe to help them decide on an amount if they're not sure. So if a kid says, I want to fill 1,000 boxes, that might not be an achievable amount, but you can definitely help them think that through a little bit. There is going to be a picture of the new Parkville campus that they can color in this commitment card. And they are going to take this home so they can share it with their families and with their adults so they can support and encourage one another and so that their whole family can be in on what their commitment was to help support them. So on the inside, you will see this is what it looks like. They're going to be having the prayer portion where they decide who and what they want to pray for. They can decide to pray for all of these people and things, and that's fine. But they can also draw a picture of what they want to pray for specifically down in the box below. They might want to pray for the Parkville campus. They might specifically want to pray for a friend at school. It doesn't matter. It depends on the kid, and that's great. They can also decide the number of boxes, and they're going to write that number right on that line inside that image of their giving box, what they decide they want to give. And then the last page, there is going to be an image of the Parkville campus that they can color in if they have enough time in their small groups. Lastly, in large group, this is where the commitment celebration kicks off. So once you are all done with your small groups and you go back to large group, one of the things they're going to be doing is they're going to actually be making a copy of their commitment card. So whatever number that they chose and wrote on that box in the previous slide, they're going to be copying that number over onto a different piece of paper, because when it's time to give their offering, the thing that they're going to offer is actually that card, that copy of the card with the number of the offering boxes that they chose to give. So if a friend says, I want to give 10 boxes over the next 10 months, they're going to write that number 10 on the copy of another commitment card, and they're going to walk it up with their small group when they are called, and they're going to insert it into a Lego offering box. Then they're going to have an opportunity to take communion or fill out a prayer card and then go back to their seat. And one of the final things that they're going to do is their small group leader is going to pray a special prayer over them. It's like a benediction prayer. And then their small group leader is going to hand each one of their kids in their group a Lego bracelet. And the Lego bracelet is something to help them, remind them that this series isn't just 4 weeks. This is something that we can keep praying for 10 months and beyond as we try to build our new campus and spread the love of Jesus. So beyond this series, again, like I said, the series is just 4 weeks, but this initiative that we're doing is for 10 months and beyond. So over the next 10 months, as kids continue to engage in Mountain Kids, we will be continuing some aspects which will look like this. They are going to have a giving tracker. This is something just for elementary friends. You will not see this in preschool. So over the next 10 months, as kids bring in their giving boxes, we are going to track that number, kind of like a temperature gauge. And as kids bring in more and more giving boxes, they're going to see that middle column right here that's all white. It's going to get filled in. So they're going to get to track their giving, and hopefully this will be an exciting thing for them to be able to witness over the next 10 months. And their generosity will support the new Parkville campus, just like adults. And so it's so important for kids to know that, you know what, we can do this too, and it matters and it makes a difference. Okay, friends, so one of the last things that I want to point out is our Parkville prayer poster. And I'm super excited about this because not only will you be interacting and using the prayer poster to point out all of the 5 campuses to our friends in elementary, but beyond the Parkville Promise series, once we start engaging with different content, we will keep talking about Parkville. We're not going to forget about it. So one of the ways that we're going to keep interacting with this poster is the kids are going to get to fill out prayer cards every week. And the prayer cards look like the little cards right here at the bottom of our slide where it says pray for Parkville. And every week they're going to fill out one of these cards and attach it onto our Pray for Parkville poster with all of the campuses on there. And it is going to help kids connect and visualize what their prayers are doing and how it is helping to cover what we are trying to build here and just spreading the love of Jesus to Parkville and beyond. It can be any of these campuses. And so hopefully by the end of the 10-month initiative, they're going to see that whole poster just covered in prayers. And it's going to be a really, I think, powerful and impactful thing. So thank you so much for your time, your energy, your commitment, and your love for Jesus and your love for kids. I thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. And I pray that you all engage with kids well, you have fun with this series, and if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me at any time. I am here for you all, and I thank you. God bless and have a wonderful day. Bye.